Mark.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Carl.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
All right. Hey, Brad.
How's it going?
All right.
Hey, Brad.
How we doing? Ready for this weather to turn,
Yeah, that would be nice.
right?
A little less wind.
Exactly.
This is not West Texas. We don't keep the ball as low here as they do in West Texas.
Did you watch the final of the playoff today?
I did not, Brad. Did you?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
All I
Nice.
heard was on 17, somebody plunked the ball in the water. Is that true?
Yeah, but it's so tough. It was just such a beautiful shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he just did what he wanted to, and then the wind was just down, and he hit it right through it. So, hard to play when it's gusting, and then it lays down on you, you know.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I think Rory hit a 9-iron in there, and then I want to say Spawn hit I thought they said 8-iron maybe, or maybe he hit a 9 as well, but just beautiful contact, flushed it. Thought it was gonna be tight, and then just went right over the green.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but I mean, when Rory smashes one off the tee on 16, I think he sends a message.
As only he can do, it seems.
Right.
So I don't know that Tom is going to make it. It sounds like there might have been a little bit of a family situation that he's got to be at. So I think we should probably proceed without Tom. If he joins, great. Oh, we just lost Mark, so we just lost our quorum.
Hi, Kim.
Mark's back on.
Mark's back, yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, everybody.
Let me just text Tom really quick.
And if Tom is not able to join us, and I will be leading the meeting, pardon my coughing in advance. Okay. I think
Same here. I am not feeling super great, so let's get her done.
Yeah, let's get her done. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but
it's definitely allergies for me.
Yeah, I think it is for me as well, Kim. So just that tickle in the back of my throat that just keeps on coming. So
okay, well, so we've got a quorum. Yeah, if we want to proceed, great. If Carl, you can take it away.
I will take it away. Our meeting is starting now at 4:03, just so we know. And I do not see anybody from the public is on with us. So in light of that, I will close that section of the meeting if that is okay with everyone. And move on to the approval of minutes. Regarding the approval of the December minutes, the revised version, I hear a motion for approval?
This is bad, and I'll move approval. Oh, go ahead. I'll second it.
You're good. Okay, I'll approve. You second.
There we go.
So
there was just that one change, right, for the initials, correct?
Yes. So we'll note in the minutes that it's the revised version with the one change that I think Mark had noted. So
perfect.
So Brad has made the motion, and Kim, you have seconded, right?
Correct.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Okay. The minutes from the December meeting have been approved. And now the minutes for the February meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve those?
This is Madden. I'll approval of the February minutes.
Thanks, Kim. Do I hear a second?
I can second those.
Thanks, Brad. Since I'm also taking notes, it's just taking a little bit of a second there. And all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, the motion passes and the February minutes have been approved. Okay, thank you, everyone. On to the agenda items. Jeremy, you want to take it away on the financial and operational update?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no, obviously, quarter's not end, so there's no financial reports to present. Yeah, obviously, the little business is done in January and February into March, but certainly we've received some revenue from pass holders and or purchasing of pass holders and other various things, range purchases, etc. But nothing major to present on a financial side of things. Let's see. Operationally, obviously there's been, some favorable weather. We've just made a strategic decision to remain closed for a number of reasons. Number one, as we all know, we're thankfully one of the busiest golf courses by volume in the state of Wisconsin. And as soon as we open up the doors, it's floodgates, right? There's a lot of people, and so we're just trying to protect our golf course to the best of our ability. When 80% of our clientele do take carts, it's difficult when we don't have carts all the way around the facility to keep them on cart paths. And so we just worry about heavy damage, lots of divots, ball marks. We're looking at it in the long term as opposed to the short term gain, or long term goals versus the short term goals. So just an executive decision that we've made as a team. We've gotten some good stuff done in terms of like tree pruning, and actually we've even done some little bit of mounding on 9 woods that we're trying to, if you can visualize the bunker on the left part of the fairway of 9 woods, we did some mounding there to kind of cover up that cross-country ski and multi-use path area, and frankly, the power lines. And we're going to do some little bit restructuring with that bunker and some of those trees to make it a little bit more playable, and try to collect those golf balls from going into the woods, which hopefully will help with pace of play in the future. So we're doing things like that. We are prepping for a hopeful practice range improvement, right? So we did remove some trees that need to be removed in order to prep for the practice range. The good news is they're really invasive species. They're like box elders and not very good trees. So it's nothing that we're not losing any major trees, but we have been doing that and kind of trying to remove some of the, if you can visualize the wooden fence that we hand built back in the day, maybe 10, 15 years ago, we started removing some of those things. So this weather has allowed us to do a lot of good things on the golf course that maybe most will not notice. But obviously now we're starting to eyeball when we can open, and we're going to see what Wednesday brings in terms of, whether it's rain, snow, so on and so forth. And then we're going to watch the weather accordingly, and potentially very earliest this weekend. If it doesn't happen this weekend, we'll probably look into the 28th, which is Friday of March. So that's all I really have at this current moment. Were there any questions, or I can't recall if there was questions that weren't answered from the previous meeting from a financial perspective, or even operational at this time.
I don't think there were, Jeremy, that I noted anyway from the last meeting. So I think we're good there, everyone. And you answered my question about when you were thinking we might be able to open. And that, excuse me, that sounds logical to me. So
yeah, we Matt Stotts, our superintendent of grounds, he and I were talking last week, and again, we made a right decision staying closed. It was very wet in those. So if you can visualize, 2 lake, 3 prairie. 3 prairie is very wet. 4 prairie, very wet, and then obviously 6 woods, 8 woods, very, very wet, and we just didn't feel it was right to open. It's been a lot of damage. But anyway, he was thinking that if the weather held out, that we would be able to open sometime this week. But again, with Wednesday's weather coming in, I don't think that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, but I did fail to mention that the maintenance building is moving along nicely. We got the in-floor heating going in the other day, and they're going to be pouring the flooring actually tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be able to start getting some vertical movement going. Right now, it's just been a lot of the foundations and a lot of the plumbing work and the maybe the not so fun stuff that needs to go into place prior to going vertical. But we should see some movement here soon. Yeah, gate is all in. I don't know if you all have seen that. Things are good. I think we're feeling really, really positive about this upcoming season.
Excellent, Jeremy. Thank you. Any other questions, folks?
Nope.
Okay. Great. We'll be looking for some of those changes, Jeremy. And thanks for putting that on the left-hand side of woods number 9, because I tend to hook my drive there, and it'd be nice to have it roll back into the fairway. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it'll roll back in the fairway, but at least the goal is we just want you to find the ball. We're trying to figure out ways to hide that path and let people find their golf ball. But not saying we're perfect, but at least we're making an attempt. So,
having lost my share on that left side, I can say thank you.
Yeah, that's a tough hole.
For sure. Okay, shall we move on to the recommendation for award of the bid for the practice range fencing?
Well, hopefully you all read my memo, but long story short, Pleasant View staff is looking for approval of a quote from Turf Hound. Turf Hound is the system that we use on our current T-line system, so we were not looking for an overhaul replacement of the entire system. We were just looking to replace the fairway mats.
Just to back up a second, Jeremy, the first one we had on the agenda was the practice range fencing, and you're doing the practice range mats first, which is fine.
Nope. You know what, Carl? I apologize. I actually I skipped ahead myself. So yeah. So the fencing. Did everybody have thank you for that correction. Did everybody have an opportunity to take a look at the plans and the bids that came in on Tuesday? They came in on Tuesday at 2:00, this past Tuesday.
Yeah, wildly different bids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I did read through it, as I think most of us did, and it made a lot of sense to me, looking at what it could have been, because I think what we had thought it was going to be a little bit higher than the bid that we got from Century, right? So
yeah, we felt it was going to come somewhere near that. So we're happy that it came in under our estimate, which is great. Century's been great to work with. So we've worked with Century a number of different projects throughout the years. So they're familiar with our facility, and no, we're happy to. It would certainly be my recommendation to move forward with recommending to Finance and Common Council the bid from Century Fence. Just full disclosure, so everybody's aware, right? This is some chain link black mesh fencing that's about 1.25 inches in diameter to prevent golf balls from, going through the mesh. Hopefully, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a little bit more of a safe environment because the range runs parallel with lake number 1. And then we're also trying to collect some of those long hitter golf balls on lake number 3 green that sometimes do get hit into just a little bit when the wind is right. And then, of course, beyond the safety would be hopefully containing the golf balls in the range itself, as we lose a countless number of golf balls in that gully area. And then if you can visualize off to the right-hand side towards 4 lake tee box and 7 lake green area.
So the height of all of it is 24 feet, right?
24 feet. That is the most that we could get out of a chain link fence. And frankly, we did not want to go into netting for a number of reasons. We talked to different, our golf course architect actually recommended the chain link fencing part of the master plan, as opposed to the netting. He highly advised staying away from netting if at all possible. And then the other thing that we're trying to be really cognizant of is we didn't want to go above the tree line. Remember, it's Pleasant View, and that was a big concern that we had, is if we went too tall, would we diminish the view? And is 24 feet the going to solve everything? No, but it's going to solve a lot, and I believe it's going to make the practice facility better. I just couldn't get ourselves to go 60 feet in the air. I really couldn't. I think it would have been we'd have taken away a lot of what Pleasant View actually is, and it's the view from the patio.
And I bet it would have taken a lot deeper on the footings to be able to do a 60-foot. I mean, it would have been.
Oh, that number would have been a lot higher.
Yeah, because I think it's like 4.
Yeah.
Is it 4 feet deep? I think now, but with 24 foot. But
Yeah,
more
I
than
mean, we're
400.
talking a very big project
a wall,
that probably we couldn't afford.
right? So just a comment, everyone. We've been talking about this for a number of years, and I went over it. I think we all did, and it just makes a lot of sense to me. Including the places where there's safety for Lake Number 1, and also for the practice area, the wedge, the short shot area there. So Jeremy, I think that was a good plan as well, to have some protection for that far end of the driving range. It just includes all the different things that we've been talking about over the years.
Yeah, and here's the other nice thing too. In 2028-ish, there might be a ball rollback, right? Of, let's call it 10%. And so that fence is just going to get even taller, by the way, in a good way, right? Because the ball wouldn't theoretically fly as far in 2028, 2029, 2030.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Yep. So, that's another reason why I don't know that going bigger is needed, because the ball will hopefully be rolled. Okay, careful, everybody. I don't know if I'm advocating for a golf ball to be rolled back or not, but at least it'll give our range another maybe like 30 yards, right? So if they roll it back 10% and our range is, let's say, 300 yards, there we got roughly 30 yards of extra real estate. And then at that time, and no promises, could we potentially look at bringing turf back in, like the actual grass back into consideration? Maybe, maybe not. But that's for another day.
This is a recorded line. We don't need that recorded.
I mean, truly, it is something that I've thought about. The main reason why we moved to the range mats only is because the safety of number 3, right? Too many people were hitting into number 3, and with the added fence, and then in a few years, maybe a rollback of the golf ball, we might be able to entertain potential grass again. So,
right.
Yeah, because what's the distance from the mats to the front of the grass tee? Probably like 30 yards or so.
To the oh yeah, I mean, I would say at least 30 yards. Probably 30 yards.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'd say 30 or so. Yeah.
I can imagine teeing one up from there, and you're hitting Lake 3 quite a bit.
Absolutely. And think, Brett, I mean, so it's downhill, right? And then you get that west wind, and oh my gosh, it's dangerous, which is why we moved it back.
Yep.
Okay, so the plan would be to take this to, this is on the agenda for Finance and Common Council tomorrow night. So I'm seeking your recommendation to recommend to Finance, or your approval, however you want to word it.
So do I hear a motion to approve the practice range fencing?
I'll make that motion.
We can word that properly, Kim, but
yes, please.
And I'm looking at some of the ones that we did at our last meeting, so I think we can use some of that same wording, because it's going to Finance first, and then it goes to the Common Council.
Right. So to recommend to Finance and Common Council, we award the bid not to exceed $178,000.
$78,000 or whatever and change that it is.
And change, right. Indeed.
Yeah, Carl, we could probably use my verbiage on that memo.
Oh, okay, sure. That was the first page of the, okay. And what I will now ask for is a second to that motion. Can I second that?
Yeah.
I would like to second Kim's motion. And all those in favor? say aye.
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 The motion passes. It's taking a couple of notes here to make sure I capture this properly.
Yeah, and again, like I hope it is clear. This is not a decision that we took lightly, and I know we've had multiple discussions over this, and it was part of the master plan for the golf course, as per from Kevin Norby, our course architect. I don't love it. But I just safety is the priority, and then it would be nice to retain some of those golf balls.
And as I said to myself as I was reading through it, Jeremy, it's really a compromise, but it's the best one.
100%.
Yeah. Thanks for all the work on that, because there was a lot of pages in there that we read through. So
yeah, I got some nice help again from our consultant to ensure that we did everything correctly. So
yeah, great. Okay, well, shall we move on to the practice mats?
Yeah, I already kind of
Yeah.
foreshadowed that one. Yeah, so again, as mentioned, Turf Hound is our current system. We're not looking to replace Turf Hound. We're very happy with Turf Hound. And frankly, if we replaced the whole system, the cost would have been more. So this was just a replacement of the shorter grass, artificial turf grass mats. So like the fairway mats.
And there were no changes you needed to make in the way that the design, because we talked about this one meeting, I think, of the way it's set up. You didn't need to make any changes to that, right, Jeremy?
Not originally. I was looking at that, but no, nope.
Okay. Comments, questions on the practice range mats? Okay, if not, then I'm seeking a motion for the approval of the practice range mats.
I can submit that motion however it needs to be worded properly. But I'm sure Kim knows and I don't. We'll look
And
back
I've
at those
learned,
notes.
so
Yeah.
So
I think just like before, you can use basically the same wording.
Yep. Will do.
And I will second that motion.
Okay, Kim, thanks. And I think at this point, I ask all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, and motion passes.
Great. Thank you. Moving right along. So then now we bring up to the memorandum of understanding for the mountain bike trail near Six Woods.
Did everyone have a chance to read through that?
I did.
Yep.
Same here.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. I mean, I guess if we're
Yep.
going to make a motion to approve that, then I just want to add just upon approval of the city attorney, which is pretty commonplace for those kinds of documents.
Yeah, I think, frankly, it's actually at Parks right now. So yeah, I don't know. This would be under their jurisdiction. So I don't know who. I guess I don't exactly know what the process is, but I think this would be a Parks situation, not a Pleasant View Golf Course, because unless you all think that I should take this to Matt, but I don't see. Again, we're not the ones looking for the land.
No, right. So do we need to refer it to Parks for approval?
It is.
Okay. So that's already on their agenda.
It is.
Okay.
So maybe we can make note
Parks.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, what?
Oh, I was just going to say Parks, they have some stipulations that they want Corp to follow based on their own guidelines and rules. Right. And so this was on Pleasant View's behalf, at least understanding that we will follow these, protocols, right? I think the big one for us is that it's, minimal use of our land. And then the approval process, you know, I would like to be a part of understanding where exactly that trail goes.
So,
But I know Parks had some strict, you have to, not Pleasant, Parks was not talking to Pleasant View about this. They were talking to Corp about, you know, like what actually needs to happen. So that's where I think we get out of the middle of that.
okay. So do we need to approve this, or do we just make any further comments on it? And since it's already with Parks?
Yeah, I'm looking for approval from you all so that Parks knows that, you know, golf course approved this.
Got it. So since we've all read through it, are there any further comments or questions on this?
Not from me. It gets right to the point, so it's good.
Same.
Yeah, I like it's all on one page and very straightforward. So,
Right.
Yep.
so if there are no further comments, do I hear a motion to approve the memo?
This is Mark. I'll make that motion to
Thanks, Mark.
approve the memo as drafted by Jeremy.
And Carl,
And
I
we'll hear
can second that.
All right, Brad has seconded. And all those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. And the motion carries. Thanks, everyone.
So now we're on a common council report. Kim, if you have anything that you need to report.
You know, not a whole lot, honestly. We've got a pretty full agenda. Always looks like a full agenda, and then you look at it and it's like, oh, we already talked about this. I think the only thing that's going to be of any real debate is the fee in lieu discussion that we'll have tomorrow. We've got referred from license and ordinances, but you know, other than using Pleasant View Golf Course as an example of, hey, this is not somewhere where you want infiltration to go because it ruins the aesthetic of the property and the surrounding areas, then really doesn't have a lot to bear on the golf course. So
Wait, what is the fee in lieu for?
Fee in lieu is for not being able to meet stormwater management requirements if the property either cannot maintain that or if it's undesirable to do so. So if you have, you know, say you're going to have a building that will cause some downstream effects, right? Because we're building up on that land. Is that going to cause a stormwater management problem? What is the bare minimum, and how does that line up with the county? Basically, we're just looking to make our standards the same as the county standards. And if they can't quite meet that, then you charge a fee in lieu to attempt to negate any potential monetary problems that come from as we are all aware from 2018, a sort of once in a lifetime downpour.
Understood. So that's a situation for the city as a whole.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Understood.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's being drafted to address a specific site right now, but it's going to apply to everything that gets developed, infill and otherwise, in the city. We want to make sure that we're standardizing that.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Kim, any other notes from council?
Nope.
Okie doke. Thank you. All right, we're getting near the end. So a designation for future agenda items.
We just need to set the date of our next meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I imagine I'll just put the standards, like the financial operation update. I don't know if we'll have any more approval of quotes or anything like that, but if I did, I would certainly have that on there. Yeah, I mean, the biggest one in April would be we'll have Q1 financials. I don't know if we'll need to meet or not. So if we don't need to meet, then I'll just shoot over the financials to you guys, so you have the Q1 Q1 financials. So maybe what I would suggest is let's tentatively throw a date out there in April, and then let's also make one in May just in case.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So the 3rd April, and Kim, I always mess this up, so I apologize. Feel free to correct me, but April 21st, that could work.
Yes. This is a weird month where Tuesday, April 1st is a Tuesday, so we have Common Council that, but not Public Works. So it looks like I would be available either on the 7th or the 21st of
Okay.
April.
Let's go 21st
Okay.
Works
as a
for me.
tentative April, and then May would put us on the 19th, but that's going to conflict with you.
Yes.
Oh boy,
but-
and then we have the 26th, which is Memorial Day.
Which is the holiday. Yeah.
Maybe we should shoot for that 12th.
Okay.
And then what we could do is, if we have a meeting in April, odds are we won't need one on that May 12th, right? So
Sounds good.
we'll pick one of those. The May 12th.
Nope. So I'm sorry, just pulled up my calendar again here. May 12th is the second Monday. So that is Public Works.
Oh, okay.
So how about the 19th?
Oh, you can do the 19th. I'm sorry. Gosh,
Right.
I told you I
Yep.
messed that up. Okay,
Second and fourth.
May 19th. Good.
Right.
Done.
We've got April 21st and May 19th as our next tentative dates.
And then to clarify, 6:30 p.m.
Yes. Thank you for
Okay.
moving that back.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Brief meeting.
Brief meeting, but thanks everyone for changing your schedules to be here at 4. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks. Appreciate it, everyone.
Hey, Kim, and I plan to attend finance and CC tomorrow night. So
Oh, excellent.
Oh,
just in
great.
case. I mean, those are it's a big ticket item, so I'll
Yeah,
be there.
for sure. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay, I declare the meeting adjourned at 4:32.
Love it. Great. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Sounds good, Jeremy. Thanks, everyone.
Everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take
See you.
care.